you know that most financial mistakes happen not because people are careless, because people have less visibility when it comes to their finances? Have you ever thought, does a Microsoft Excel app sound boring to you? But do you know what? It is this Excel data which is what makes your understanding with your finances easier and better for your usage. Hi, this is Anirudh Bellare here. Welcome to the 51st video of Your Best Financial Life series. Now see, because I took the word Excel, that doesn't mean that I'm trying to tell something important here. If you would have seen the title and the thumbnail of the video, it would have been a bit different, because you would have seen income minus expenses is equal to savings, which is the thumbnail of this video. But do you know what? For you to actually understand how this works, whether it be Excel or wherever you do your personal finance investments, it becomes very important, because the tracking system is important, not about whether you know the way or not when it comes to Excel. So my responsibility in this video is to teach you how you go about your Excel data. Now see, I right now do not know how to screen share on and send this video to you. So with this whiteboard in front of me, I will be showing you how you can bifurcate columns and make your Excel data, because of which your money habits become comparatively simple and easy, and you can lead a better financial life ahead. So let's move on to the first point. So your first expense, your first column can be written as something called monthly fixed expense. Monthly fixed expense, EXP is nothing but your expense, and your annual one-time expense. Now what is annual one-time expense? Annual one-time expense. See, recurring expense is nothing but which happens again and again on a day-to-day basis, where you may have examples like your fees, school fees, not school fees, your, say, example, if you're taking a service like a house help, a domestic maid, a house help from outside, you need to pay that person on a monthly basis. Suppose you take an internet connection, you need to pay at least once a year or every month for you to restore that connection. And if you have taken your particular house on rent, you need to keep sending the amount of money to your owner. That's when you'll be able to live over there. And when it comes to annual expenses, you have your gifts. You have, say, example, your Diwali bonus, where you feel like spending something. Or there are so many such examples where you can actually make a list. Like here, if you see, for monthly fixed expense, why don't you think and write down at least how much ever thoughts that come in your brain? What are the monthly fixed expenses? Suppose you go for cricket coaching, badminton coaching, or suppose you need to keep paying money on a monthly basis. Now, who do you need to pay depending on what service you take? So you can write down what are the monthly services like A, B, C, D, E, just as an example wise. And the same thing can be applied to your annual one-time expense. So all of these can be just written down once. Right? It will give you a better sense of understanding of where your money goes. And this, instead of writing it, you can type it down on your Excel, because you have something called cells, rows and columns in your Excel. See, Excels will usually be like this. The application is what I'm talking about, where you have all of this, whereby you can make a note. You can make a note in row wise accordingly. So let's move on to the second most important bifurcation and point here. So your second one is something called adding up all your monthly expenses. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, see, as I've written the first point here, this is the first point. Your second point is add all your monthly expenses. Add your monthly expense. Once you add all your monthly expenses, you divide it by 12. Now, why do you divide your monthly expenses by 12? Because see, if you add up all your expenses together for 12 months, as you know, 1 year, 365 days, nothing but 12 months. Every month has either 30 or 31 days, except February. So, if you add up all your expenses and divide it by 12, you will get that amount of money, which is an average distribution of how much you'll be requiring for your expenses in that particular month. Suppose, say the example of you, it comes to around 15,000 rupees, hypothetical example. So this gives you a rough figure that yes, every month, at least as an average of 15,000, you will be needing that amount of money, which can help you sustain your lifestyle to a decent level when it comes to the needs of what you require. So 15,000 is an example figure I have taken. For you, it could come out differently. So please ensure that you actually do this in your Excel while doing your documentation. Let's move on to the third point. Now, your third point is pretty much simple and a continuation of monthly expense, is where every year annually you will have an expense. So keep your annual expense should be kept in a different bank account. I've not written different, you can just write it as different bank account. Now, why annual expense should be kept in a different bank account? Because see, it creates a lot of clarity. When you have a very huge expense which you have to set every year, like say for example, instead of choosing the internet connection option for you to pay every month, you decide that no, you don't want to pay it every month, but every year you want to pay that lump sum amount together. So that amount you can typically keep it in a different bank account because it creates a lot of clarity. If at all you don't want a different bank account to keep your money for your annual expense, you can at least write it or type it down. I mean, it's better to type it down on an Excel, or you can make notes on your phone or your device, because see, in today's day, when you get that reminder notification is when you get that bulb on moment in your brain, which becomes easier for you to recollect your memory at that particular 12th month or the next year. What is that big type of expense which you will be wanting and you will be needing to spend on? Okay, so let's move on to the fourth point. Now, your fourth point is nothing but tracking. Now, what is tracking? Tracking is nothing but keeping an eye. Like how I mentioned, your visibility is what is lacking, not carelessness in your personal finance. So tracking your expenses. Now, how will you do this? As I mentioned in the start, either you use Excel files or you use Google Sheets or anything which can help bifurcate and make life easier when you look at the data. So Google Sheets as well. So this is a more easier example for you so that you can keep in mind that there are applications like this, whereby if you write down whatever you require in terms of your expenses which you need to shed out, it will be easy for you, as I mentioned the notes example as well. So let's move on to the last and the next after that point, which is extremely crucial for you to understand. Let's move on to the next point. Now remember, there is something called impulsive spending. Now, when you have your impulsive spending here, now what do you mean by the term impulsive? Impulsive is nothing but In the moment, out of nowhere, you do window shopping, you like a particular dress, you go and buy. You see a beautiful vehicle in a showroom, you get interest on buying that vehicle. Interest as in you get that excitement within you to actually go and purchase that vehicle. You see a new bike or a scooter and you feel excited. Now, do you want to know one of the most important reasons where your money goes is where there is something called your impulsive, as I mentioned. It's not only about vehicles, but it could be your food delivery apps or whatever which you just feel like scrolling and buying. A new shoe has come out in the market, a new watch, you feel like buying because you're getting it at a discount. So, impulsive decisions and spending is what is the game changer when it comes to your carelessness and lack of visibility, which causes the problem. Now, as I mentioned, your fixed expenses will be handled by you, your annual expenses will also be handled by you. The middle is something which is called your impulsive, which is randomly out of nowhere. You have not planned for these expenses and they just come out, which will eventually cause your money to go at a rapid pace. That is why I'm not saying impulsive spending is wrong. You can still make a bank account for your impulsive spending, but only that you can keep a different account. Like as I mentioned, you can name it as a play account, or you can say spending account, where in that particular limit, say again 4 to 5% of your salary or how much ever you feel like enjoying after your investments and needs, you can use this. Then it creates a balance for your money life as well. So let's move on to the last point, which from then I hope you will get a lot of clarity when it comes to actually putting your numbers into an Excel sheet. And as I mentioned, I don't have an Excel sheet right now or a projector. That's the reason I'm giving you this data on a whiteboard. Once you get an Excel sheet or you have it on your laptop, you can automatically type it because it will give you a lot more clarity then. Okay, let's move on to the sixth point. Now, your most important last point is nothing but using artificial intelligence. Now, what do I mean by using artificial intelligence? Now, whatever data you have put in your Excel sheets or your Google Sheets, you can as well make a copy or download them, and you can put it into an AI website whereby you can ask the AI website on how you can ensure that you can either invest more of the amount or you can find a way to decrease your impulsive spending, or you can ask your artificial intelligence different type of questions whereby you get an awareness level which could help you for your financial life as well. Now see, why using AI? You can use your own brain as well. It is better you combine the likes of your own brain along with artificial intelligence, because remember, when you have a device, or you can say a software, which is like a human being in terms of programming and mindset, somewhat to an extent, you can use the data of it and then make your decisions more better. As a result, it will help you a lot. So see, the motive of this video was so that you understand how you can make your expense list or whatever list when it comes to your finance terms in your Excel sheet or your Google sheet, because it will help you in the long run. In the short run, if you're facing a lot of problems, then if I'm not wrong, you can use this as a solution. If at all you feel that this video has given you a lot of value because you did not know this concept, you can do share this video to a lot of people. And I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for you to watch this video till the end, because I still believe that there are a lot of people who don't have access to videos like this, and if they actually ensure that they watch this video or take even a bit of insight, their awareness level will increase. As a result, it could benefit them in the long run. That is why I come every Wednesday and Sunday for you, to give this video to you. Thank you so much once again, for devoting your time for this video once again. Thank you.